talking to you guys a little bit about Roman numerals and writing in Roman times. So what I'm going to do is pull up my Prezi for today, and let's see if this works. All right. So today what we have is Roman numerals and writing. Let me pull this back and put it on full screen. Sorry about that. If the lovely, wonderful, amazing person who is taking care of my class today doesn't mind, I'm just going to ask you to press play, and then when I tell you to pause, just pause it for a little bit, and then when everybody's done, then you can start back up. I apologize sincerely, but thank you so much for being there for me today. Roman numerals and writing. First thing we're going to do is look at writing today. What you want to do is look at the Latin letters and see how they differ from those in English, but at the same time look at the similarities. The similarities are actually really cool. So let's check them out really quick. The first thing we want to look at is check these out. Look, they look really, really different, don't they? You'll also notice that there are not 26 letters here like there are in the English language. So you'll want to check out those. Take some time in just a few minutes. Take some time and write down these letters. That's what I want you to do right here in just a couple of minutes. We're going to write these letters down. You're going to use them in an activity that we're going to do here in just a couple of minutes. Let me zoom in on this so you can see it. And I'm hoping you're able to see all of it. We'll check out the A here. You see it looks a little bit like an A, what we would normally consider a capital A. The B is different because it's backwards. It looks like a D, doesn't it? And you'll look at these curves. These curves are very indicative of cursive. So when you see that B there, you'll know that you're going to want to have it nice and curvy. Okay? The C, a little bit different. As a matter of fact, all of these kind of look same but a little different at the same time. You'll check out that D where it's very straight versus the B. See the differences in what doesn't match up. All right, you'll see the E here. It looks like a capital E a little bit. The F has got a nice little hook in it. The G looks like a G. H looks like an H. The I right here is a little bit special. One of the things I want you to notice is look what's next here. There's not a J or a K. The J was actually used as an I. The J is actually a yo, is what it's pronounced as, and you won't see a J there. But so anytime that you have to write the letter J, you're going to write an I. The letter L, obvious. The letter M, obvious. Let me backtrack really quick, and you'll notice that there's not a K there. The C is used in place of the K. Remember that C makes the K sound. The M, the N, the O. Check out that P. That P looks really weird. It kind of makes me want to finish it off with a nice little hook right here, but it's not going to happen. The Q, the R. R kind of looks the same. Bye, Hallie. Love you. Have a good day at school. Sorry. The S looks weird. The S kind of looks like a T, doesn't it? And then you have a T and then the U. You'll notice that the V is not there. You'll notice that the W is not there. You'll notice that the X, Y, and Z are not there. The V is the same. The W is going to be used as a V. Remember, Windolanda or Flavia. I want you to consider that. So if you find in the next activity that a letter is missing, just skip it, and then we'll come back to it a little bit later. All right. Let's move on to our activity for today. And don't worry, I will have this table up here in just a second. I'll have this up for you in the next slide. All right, in this case, what I want you to do is I want you to take 8 to 10 minutes, and this is where you're going to pause here in just a couple of seconds. I want you to take 8 to 10 minutes to write a letter to one of your classmates. You may only use the Latin cursive letters. If a letter is missing in Latin, skip it, except for J. J or K, remember that K is going to be used as a C. J is going to be used as an I. You may use the letter V. V was used. X was not used, W not necessary, Y not necessary, and Z not necessary right now. So if any of those letters are missing, just skip them, and then we'll move forward next time. So I'm going to click right here and let you zoom in on the table, and you're going to pause here. It's going to take 8 to 10 minutes, and then when everybody's done, then you'll resume the video. If you find that the computer times out, you can just put my password in and go from there. And no, students, you may not have my password. Okay. All right, now what we're going to move on to is Roman numerals. Roman numerals, super cool, super cool, super cool. As we move through the Roman times, focusing on how Flavia and Julius would have done their work, we have to recognize the mathematical ways that they did their work, because this was a very, very, very important part of Latin times. I do have a video for you to watch. It gets a little complicated after about the 3-minute mark. You're more than welcome to watch the whole thing through, but at the 3-minute mark, I kind of recommend that you pause it, because otherwise you see all these letters here. Yeah, he says them out loud, and it gets kind of confusing. And I know for just introduction of Roman numerals, probably not necessary to go that far into it. So what I'd like for you to do is at the 3-minute mark, if you'd like to just pause it or hit stop and then escape, you should be able to get back to the video. And as a matter of fact, we'll go through it together. I'll do it for you. Okay, here we go.
So you probably learned about Roman numerals for the first time when you were in grade school. You know, how the Romans made their numbers with combinations of I, V, X, L, C, and M. I'm not going to lie, this isn't the most complicated concept, which is why you probably learned about it when you were young. But there's actually some stuff about Roman numerals that you didn't learn.
And to be honest with you, probably you did not learn them as much as you think you did in grade school or in elementary school. Not to worry, that's what we're here for now. So don't worry about that at all. I'm not terribly worried about it either. So I just want to go ahead and put that out there for you.
So first, the basics. The Romans used letters instead of numbers to represent these figures. So I is 1, V is 5, X is 10, L is 50, C is 100, D is 500, and M is 1,000. So Roman numerals are additive.
Hold on just a second, guys. Sorry.
To make 2, we put 2 I's together. VI is...
All right, that's about as big as it's going to go for now.
5 plus 1, so 6. LXXVII is 50 plus 10 plus 10 plus 5 plus 1 plus 1, which is 77. Also, with Roman numerals, we always place the higher value numeral first, and then go down to the lowest one. So that's why L comes first, then the X, then the V, and then finally the I. You may have learned that 4 involves subtraction, though, IV. And since the lesser numeral comes before the greater one, you subtract, so 1 from 5 equals 4. In Roman times, though, 4 was more frequently represented as just 4 I's, and they only used IV in situations where space was at a premium. So you'll find IV on tombstones, but III in literature. It was only in the Middle Ages that IV became the standard way to represent 4. Sometimes you'll see IX for 9, but you'll never see IL for 49. Modern Roman numerals use the following subtractive values. IV is 4, IX is 9, XL is 40, XC is 90, CD is 400, and CM is 900. That's about it, and there's a reason why the Romans didn't really use these subtractive notations. It's so much harder to add. Think of it this way. Add 79 plus 134. If we represent these using the regular notation, 79 is LXXVIII, and 134 is CXXXIII. Now to add, we just group like numerals and order them from the biggest to the smallest. CLXXXXXV Now we can combine numerals to form higher ones, so 5 i's become a v, 2 v's become an x, the 5 x's become an l, and now we have 2 l's, which make a c, and our final number is CCXIII, 213. Check my math to make sure that's right, but I'm sure it is, because Roman numerals just scream out to be added together. It's actually a lot easier to add using Roman numerals than it is using our modern numerals, because it's just grouping and converting. But what if we...
All right, so we're going to stop right there because I know after this it gets a little bit complicated. The I here is going to represent 1, V is 5, X is 10, L is 50, C is 100, D, what did we say D was? And then M is 1,000. D is actually 500. So anyway, really, really cool. I'd like for you guys to write that down. Make sure you have that written down somewhere. That I is 1, V is 5, X is 10, L is 50, C is 100, D is 500, and M is 1,000. So just make sure to write that down. In our activity that we have next, you will be using those. All right, finally, Roman numerals activity. Write down these numbers in their Roman numeral forms. Can you guess which one of these numbers represents my age? Bet you can't. But if you happen to guess it and you're like stuck between two numbers, I would go with the lower number. Just go with the lower number. It's so much smarter. Anyway, take some time, write these down, and then make sure you turn these in to your teacher today, and I will pull them in as a classwork grade today. Look, guys, I appreciate you so much. Thanks so much for being patient with me today and understanding. Go ahead and get these numbers written down. You can press pause now on the recording, and we should be good to go. So I hope you have a good day, and I will see you guys tomorrow.